Don't you just think that a girl who drools when she sleeps is cute?
Who the starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Now, that sounds like an insane thing to say out loud, but after rewatching Mysterious Girlfriend X, I think I might actually agree with the author, because this anime is bizarre in the most wholesome way possible. And that's not something I say like. It's a show that didn't click with me. In fact, it took me about 10 to 15 years to fully respect. And if anything is clear from this channel, it's I've watched a lot of anime, so I think I know what I'm talking about. You know, I used to watch new anime consistently. Nowadays, between Isekai 666 and Rom-Com number 420, I mostly just revisit the past. You can call me cynical, you can call me an unk. I've been watching anime since the 80s. I don't give a fuck. Over the last 2 years, I've covered a lot of shows on this, and today's lesson is about an anime I didn't love or fully understand the first time I watched, but somehow I never forgot it. So class, let's talk about Mysterious Girlfriend X, and why a relationship that literally involves swapping spit somehow ends up feeling since class is now in session. Growing up is weird, especially as a boy. At some point, you learn what sex is, and once that knowledge enters your brain, it never leaves. But before any of that, there's always one question. Who is my first partner going to be? The opening narration of Mysterious Girlfriend taps directly into that. As kids, we think, oh, girls have cooties. But by the time we're all teenagers, our brain flips a switch, and suddenly everything is confusing, intense, and deeply awkward. And to this day, girls remain mysterious. Ask any guy who has been married for decades if he knows exactly what his wife is thinking. Most of them will give you the same answer. Nope. Mysterious Girlfriend X takes that feeling of confusion, curiosity, and fear, and externalizes it in the strangest way possible. One thing I appreciate way more now than I did on my first watch is the presentation. The art is muted, cozy, and very relaxed, and the music is calm and intimate. It avoids the hyperactive moe pop style that was everywhere at the time. This show feels private, quiet, and almost awkward. And yeah, for whatever reason, the spit is animated in terribly high definition. I genuinely have to applaud the animator. It's impressive. It's also one of the reasons the anime bounced off me the first time, because this show does not ease you into its gimmick. But now that I'm older, I don't know, man. I like this. This is great. I'm just like, ooh, I feel like high school again. Something I really liked about this show was how it portrayed Uribe Mikito's scissors. I have to think this is probably one of the smartest visual metaphors in the series. Early on, she uses them anytime Tsubaki gets physically close without permission. They aren't played as a joke, well, sometimes, but they're a boundary. She's not shy, she's cautious. Even at the beach, she still carries it, which leads to these very nice tan lines and an awkward moment for Tsubaki.
Let's race back to shore. What do you say?
Yeah, I understand. Totally a nosebleed why you can't stand up. Yeah, good job, Tsubaki. Keep swimming. The point isn't fan service. The point is discomfort. Uribe decides the rules of intimacy, and the show never lets Tsubaki win by ignoring it. Hey, that's just like a real relationship. Men have no power. Ah, relatable. You know, I remember reading the manga back when it first came out in 2006. Oh, I'm old. But reading manga back then wasn't easy. There were no apps, there were no archives. You were lucky if you caught a chapter in a magazine and hoped you'd see it again, especially in the West. When I finally got my hands on the physical volumes, it started to click more. There are a lot of great moments, but the one that stayed with me the most was the movie-making arc. Not only is it a beautiful arc between understanding the relationship between Tsubaki and Uribe, it is just great. It has great emotional honesty, and it is just genuinely tender and eerie. And it's that moment that really made me wish the anime had a second season. Sadness. Is Mysterious Girlfriend X for everyone? In this professor's opinion, yes. There is a little to get past with the central gimmick, and with the author himself describing the series as a stupid manga I drew for 10 years, honestly, I love it. Because in my opinion, you don't spend 10 years drawing something you hate. You spend 10 years drawing something awkward, uncool, but yet deeply personal. Tsubaki and Uribe don't even share a conventional kiss by the end, and yet you understand exactly how deep their relationship is. It's stupid and sincere, but it works. So tell me, class, do you think a girl who drools when she sleeps is cute? Let me know down in the hate lab below. And if you're in the mood for more wholesome romance, check out my videos on My Bride is a Mermaid or Bloom Into You. With that, we'll wrap up today's lesson. As always, I'm Professor Plague, class dismissed.